Today we are going to show you the best camera for photography you can buy right now. We have analyzed the market and listed these 5 best cameras for photography for you. For more amazing tech product reviews and suggestions, please subscribe to our channel. We will try our best to present you with the best tech products that you can buy now. Products links in the description box. In this video, we'll be covering camera for photography, including what they are, why you may want to choose them, and some of the best options out there. Number 5. Nikon Z9. The Nikon Z9 is considered one of the best cameras for professional photography. It offers high-end specifications and a professional-level build, making it a top choice for photographers. The camera can shoot 45.7 MP RAW files at 20 frames per second for over 1,000 frames in succession. If you switch to JPEG only, it can shoot at 30 frames per second. If you reduce the resolution to 11 MP, it can run at an astonishing 120 frames per second. The camera can also record 8K video for several hours without overheating. The Nikon Z9 is the first camera of its type to eliminate the mechanical shutter completely, relying entirely on a high-speed, low-distortion electronic shutter enabled by its use of a stacked CMOS sensor. The camera uses a 45.7 MP full-frame sensor that provides ISO 64 to 25600 as standard and ISO 32 to 100 and 2400 extended. It works with over 100 Nikon lenses, including F-mount DSLR lenses via the FTZ adapter, as well as native Z-mount optics. The Nikon Z9 has 493 manually selectable autofocus points and a choice of 10 AF area modes. Nikon's 3D tracking is also available, which will be familiar to its DSLR users. The camera can record in 8K resolution at 30 frames per second. It can also shoot 4K at up to 120 frames per second using the full width of the sensor. The camera uses the same EL18 type battery as the D6, which can be charged in camera via USB. It's separated for 740 shots per charge, but delivers many times that in burst mode. The Nikon Z9 has an RJ45 Ethernet port for transmitting images to an FTP server, 5 GHz Wi-Fi, a full-size HDMI output, a USB-C port, and microphone and headphone sockets. Number 4. Sony A7 IV. The Sony A7 IV is an advanced camera that offers some significant improvements over its predecessor, including a higher resolution electronic viewfinder, EVF, an LCD screen, more efficient image stabilization, and a new AI autofocus unit. However, when it comes to astrophotography, the massive 61 MP sensor produces too much noise. The camera's design is quite similar to the A7 IV, with only slight differences in size and weight. The video record button is now easier to reach, and a dedicated dial for photo, video, and slow and quick S&Q modes has been added to the top of the camera. Overall, the camera feels comfortable to hold and use, even for extended periods. One of the most notable design features of the A7 IV is its 4-axis, multi-angle 3.2-inch LCD screen. This screen is incredibly versatile, as it can flip out to the side, spin around for vlogging or selfies, and tilt down and out for even more shooting angles. It also has improved battery life, with up to 530 shots per charge. The A7 RV's new AI dedicated processing unit, called real-time recognition, is a game-changer for autofocus and tracking. This system can detect and distinguish a wide range of subjects, including cars, trains, planes, animals, and insects. It is also designed to recognize human movements and poses, including eyes, head, major body parts, noses, necks, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, and ankles. Both the EVF and LCD screen provide a detailed and bright view of the scene, and the camera can shoot 8K video at 7680 by 4320 resolution, with high-speed video capabilities. The Pixel Shift multi-shooting feature has also been improved with AI assistance to help reduce blurriness caused by movement and changing conditions. However, the final composite must still be processed on the Imaging Edge software on a computer, rather than in camera. Number 3. Canon R5. The Canon EOS R5 is a lightweight camera that is easy to handle compared to older DSLRs. Despite its bulky appearance, it feels delicate and less shockproof than older setups. It has a screen on top and a fully tilted touchscreen display. Additionally, the right thumbstick and rotating dial on the back make an appearance and are a welcome throwback to older versions of Canon's professional camera setups. The R5's numbers are impressive, with its speedy processor and professional storage options keeping up with the large file sizes and high-resolution outputs. The camera has a CF Express slot available as a backup to an SD card slot. In our testing, we found no problems using high-grade SanDisk Extreme Pro cards. However, we recommend researching and purchasing a high-speed card to cater to the R5's file sizes. The R5 uses a brand new processor unit and is the first one with inbuilt body stabilization. It works very well, stabilizing dark scenes and low light conditions and enabling the detail in shadows and blacks to be reclaimed in Lightroom. The autofocus system is one of the fastest we've used, with tracking that is probably the best in class and accurate face, eye, and head detection that makes portrait, sports, or action photography a breeze. Continuous focus mode doesn't have problems keeping objects or people focused, even in dynamic situations. For video, the R5 hasn't been designed with filmmakers in mind but boasts incredibly grandiose specs, offering the possibility of uncropped 8K recording in RAW. However, overheating and battery problems are common issues. It is overkill for most people's needs, and normal HD at 120 FPS is still silky smooth and lovely to shoot. Number 2. Fujifilm X-T5. The Fujifilm X-T5 is a compact and portable interchangeable lens camera with excellent build quality. The camera features a sturdy hard plastic frame with a magnesium alloy top plate. It has a secure screen mechanism, with some buttons and dials that may have a bit of wobble but are still solid overall. The camera has 56 weather-sealed points for dust and moisture resistance and can operate in temperatures as low as -10 degrees Celsius. The Fujifilm X-T5 comes with a 3-way tilting screen that can tilt up and out like a standard tilt screen, and it also tilts out horizontally and down. The screen has a higher resolution than the Fujifilm X-T4, making it ideal for shooting with the display. It is also highly visible, even on sunny days. However, touch functionality is limited, and you can only select focus points, take photos, and adjust settings while recording video. The camera's battery life is impressive, with a 580-shot CIPA rating that can be bumped up to 740 shots in the power-saving economy mode on a full charge. The Fujifilm X-T5 can shoot at a max burst rate of 20 frames per second, 13 frames per second, or 10 frames per second and has an electronic shutter that crops the image by about 1.29x. While the camera is primarily designed for photography, it is also a highly capable video camera, with video recording in 6.2K resolution at up to 30 frames per second, oversampled 4K HQ at up to 30 frames per second, and subsampled 4K at up to 60 frames per second. The camera also supports RAW 12-bit video output in 6.2K at up to 30 frames per second with a compatible Atomos or Blackmagic recorder via HDMI. The Fujifilm X-T5 has a wide selection of frame rates in 4K. In the normal 4K mode, it can capture 4K video at up to 60 frames per second, although shooting in 4K/60 frames per second incurs a bit of a crop. In the oversampled 4K HQ mode, it's limited to a max of 30 frames per second. The Fujifilm X-T5 can record regular full-speed 1080p video at up to 60 frames per second without a crop. The camera also features a high-speed recording mode that can capture slow-motion footage at up to 240 frames per second, with playback options for 2x, 4x, or 8x slow motion. The autofocus tracking still works in high-speed recording mode. The camera includes dual SD card slots rated for UHS-2 cards, conveniently placed on the side, making it easier to switch out cards when using a tripod. Number 1. Sony A7 IV. The Sony A7 IV camera has subtle upgrades compared to its predecessor that make it more enjoyable to use. The electronic viewfinder, EVF, has a 3.69 million dot resolution and 120 frames per second refresh rate. There's also a new vari-angle touchscreen that can swivel around to face the direction you're shooting in, which is great for solo video shooters. The camera's grip feels more substantial than its predecessor, but it'll still be familiar to anyone who's used an alpha camera before. The Sony A7 IV has a fully articulated screen and a slightly higher resolution. You can use the touchscreen to navigate the menu, not just select focus points like previous models. The battery life is excellent, and the camera is fantastic at resolving fine details. With its high megapixel count, you can expect nicely detailed photos even when zooming in on your images. The autofocus tracking feature is excellent. While the camera can't automatically detect what kind of subject you're shooting, it has different subject tracking modes for humans, animals, and birds. IAF is seamlessly integrated, allowing the camera to automatically switch between eyes, faces, and general subjects. It tracks moving human subjects very well, nailing focus for the majority of shots. The camera supports 4K video up to 60 frames per second, which is great for capturing high-speed footage and fast action. However, shooting at 4K/60 FPS incurs a significant 1.5x crop, just like the Panasonic Lumix DC-S5. The internal recording capability is superb, with the ability to capture footage at bit rates of up to almost 600 megabits per second when using a Sony CF Express Type A card or an SD card with a V90 rating. The Sony A7 IV has a wide range of frame rate options in 1080p. It can shoot at up to 120 frames per second, which is ideal for incorporating slow-motion footage into your videos. The FHD internal recording specs are also remarkable, allowing it to record 1080p video at large bit rates to capture more information. The camera has 2 SD card slots, which is great for those who need a running backup or for video shooters who record large video files. It has a full set of inputs and outputs, including a full-sized HDMI port, headphone jack, and microphone input, making it an excellent choice for video shooters. All of the best camera for photography are on our list. Please click the thumbs up icon if you found this video to be helpful. Which camera for photography would you choose? Let us know what you think by leaving a remark below. Thank you for your time. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you found this video to be useful in any way so you won't miss any upcoming updates. All of you who viewed before that, I hope to see you in the upcoming video.